I recently started a second channel where I post a new Minecraft seed every day. Go check it out and subscribe if you're interested. I think that it's time to check out more Minecraft Village seeds. As a reminder, I play on Java Edition. On Bedrock Edition, you'll get the same terrain, but the villages likely won't be there. I think this comment wanting to see a village near a different structure is a good place to start. This seed has a jungle temple right next to a village, and that's probably not even the coolest thing about it. The village is in a plains biome that borders a jungle and forest. The jungle temple is right across a path from the village church. This huge cave opening is in the middle of the village, and 5 buildings are in the cave. Seeing the dripstone around the buildings is just really awesome. Just really cool Minecraft world generation. Finding things like this is always fun. This seed has a village in a big plains biome. The biome isn't necessarily the flattest biome. There are many hills and different elevation levels, but those are pretty easy to build around or terraform when it's a plains biome. This building is an armorer, which comes with a blast furnace. The village also has 2 blacksmith buildings. While this is a pretty normal village seed, the 2 blacksmiths add something a bit special, I guess. This comment said they would like to see snowy village seeds. Well, here we are with one here. The terrain around the spawn is pretty cool. We have sections of hilly terrain all around. There's a dripstone cave cutting into that hill over there. This part of the village climbs up the side of a hill. I think the flat part where most of the village is could be a decent place to build. Look out for another snowy village later in the video. This is a Cherry Grove village seed. If you're interested in learning how to find this, I recently created a Cubiome Zero tutorial for my members. The spawn of this seed is on the edge of a river in between a meadow hill and a Cherry Grove hill. There are some big dripstone cave openings on the edge of the Cherry Grove cliffside. Cherry Grove circles are always fun to find. They just look really awesome. And they look even better when there's a structure in the middle like a village. I always like to show at least one of each village variant in my village seeds videos, so here's a Savannah village. But before looking at it, I just want to say that today's comment of the day is nice. You can also tell me what you'd like to see in future videos, like the suggestions for seeds we'll see throughout this video. This is actually a ruined portal village. I'm not much of a fan of savanna biomes or villages, but this one is pretty cool. The wheat farm combined with the ruined portal just looks awesome. Mountains add so much beauty to Minecraft terrain. Years ago, I would have never expected Minecraft terrain to look like this. The mountains that spawn form a circular mountain range. In the middle, there's a village. I'll never get tired of locations like this in Minecraft. They just look incredible. Always one of my favorite types of worlds to explore. This comment mentioned they would like to see more Taiga Island villages, and that's what I have here. The village is located in a taiga biome, and then there's a big section of old growth spruce taiga, so the trees are really tall. And there's a small dark forest here, all just combining to form an island. Some of the village generates in the ocean. There's a blacksmith building here. This is a pretty cool Minecraft seed. Ever since somebody requested a flower forest village seed, I've been adding them into my videos so often. I definitely see why people want to see these. The scenery that flowers add is just fantastic. But this seed has a bit more. The village has not just 1 blacksmith, not just 2 blacksmith buildings, but 3 blacksmith buildings. And these 2 are right next to each other. Just a lot to like about this seed. It took a little while, but here's our first desert village in this video. And you know me, I'm making sure it's a desert temple village. In this case, the village blacksmith is right up against the desert temple. There's another blacksmith right over here. The village is right on the edge of a plains biome, so if you don't want to live in the desert, you have an option there. There's also a big forest there, a pillager outpost there, and a mesa over there. Pretty decent Minecraft seed overall. I always show a giant ruined portal village in these videos. There's something about these that I just really like. Maybe because it feels like the ruined portal gives the village a little bit of lore. Like the villagers built around the portal at one point. I just think they're pretty cool. This YouTube comment ended up sending me on a little journey. It asked about finding a seed with a maximum of 2 villagers in it. A reply said the best bet is to clear out a zombie village and then cure 2 zombies. That's probably what I suggest doing too, but I wanted to find a seed with just one building in it. I've found a seed like that before, but it's fairly rare. It was a Savannah Village, so I did a search of Cubom's Savannah Village seeds. I ended up deciding to search through 300 village seeds. This is the best I could find. It has 2 buildings, but I had enough of searching through seeds, so this is what we get. It's a bit of a mess of a village with it being on a hillside. I'd probably never show this seed in any other type of video, and you know what? It had 3 villagers. All that time and it didn't even have 2 villagers like the comment requested. But anyways, here, if there's more than 2 villagers, this easily solves the issue. I'll always show a double village seed in these videos. There's nothing crazy about the villages themselves, just standard plains villages. But they're only about 20 blocks apart, and they're in a big plains biome, so decent enough to showcase as a double village seed. This Minecraft seed is a bit weird. I guess that's a decent way to explain it. The spawn is in a big mesa biome. There's a tiny section of desert alongside a warm ocean with a coral reef. All of that causes this crazy looking village to generate like this, with a shipwreck right in the middle. The shipwreck looks like it was lodged between the building and the land. This just looks like such a mess of an area. Another snowy village seed here. It's in a pretty big snowy plains biome. Off in the distance, we can see some ice spikes in a few different places. The village has a blacksmith. I've always thought the snowy village blacksmith buildings look pretty cool. There's an igloo here. The stone bricks on the outside here show that there's a ladder down to the basement with a zombie villager. And on the eastern side of the village, there's a ruined portal. It's right next to this big crater area. This looks pretty cool. Definitely a decent option for a snowy village seed. A while back, I showed a sparse jungle village seed. I wanted to find another because I just think they look cool. This one somewhat fits what I was looking for. Not quite as small of a plains biome as I was looking for, but still looks cool. The sparse jungle is pretty big. The village buildings with the tiny jungle trees around looks cool. There's a jungle temple off in the distance over there. And then there's this. I mean, look at this. Just crazy looking. Looks like an asteroid hit here or something. The spawn of this Minecraft seed is between a Frozen Peaks mountain and some Jagged Peaks mountains. The Jagged Peaks form a circular area. In the middle, there's a woodland mansion and a village. Following this village path leads to a cave opening, and the cave opening goes down to a dripstone cave, and eventually it leads to a mine shaft. The woodland mansion cutting into the mountains looks pretty cool, and I always like finding villages next to mansions. Finding seeds like this are why I enjoy Minecraft seed finding. Cliff Islands are even better when they have a village on them. I think the only thing I like better than a Cliff Island village is when Cliff Islands have caves on the side of them. This one is a Savannah Island. We get the typical paths going down the cliffside, we get the waterfalls from the farm water, and of course the village down in the ocean at the bottom too. There's also this shipwreck over here on this little island. Looks pretty cool being above water like it is. Just a really cool Minecraft seed. This Minecraft seed just looks really cool. The spawn is in these mountains. There's a taiga biome below. That's where the taiga village generates. And then it goes down the cliffside. A shipwreck generates in the same spot as this tiny house. The huge cave opening on the cliffside looks awesome, especially with the lush cave towards the back. So everything combined, the mountains, the building on top of the cliffs, the buildings in the ocean with the shipwreck, the cliffside cave, it all combines to make a really cool looking area. The mountains in this seed are really tall. The jagged peaks up here cap off at the generation height limit. You can see how they sort of flatten out at the top. Down at the bottom, the village looks so small in comparison. The village church generates surrounded by dripstone. This looks really cool. I can imagine how awesome a spawn build would be in this plains with the mountains as a background. One last thing, this valley between the mountains is just awesome. Such a fun area to travel through. This is just a fantastic Minecraft seed. This seed has a spawn high up in some stony peaks. Moving forward a bit brings us to a circular mountain spot. I could talk about how awesome I think these look, but I think I've done that enough. You guys know that I think these just look incredible. The middle of this one has a forest, a birch forest, a small jungle, and a meadow. there's a jungle temple in Village 2. Always awesome having two structures together. Even more awesome when they're surrounded by mountains. The village has a blacksmith, and this path goes up the mountainside. Definitely an awesome Minecraft village seed. Speaking of which, click the video on the left if you want to see more village seeds. Or click the video on the right if you want to see some survival island seeds. Thanks for watching, I'm out of here, see ya.